What is going on, everybody? I'm back making another video, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to win in Blade Ball without pay-to-win abilities. If you've seen anything in the Discord over the last few days, people have been absolutely outraged over the amount of pay-to-win updates back to back, which is pretty understandable. The devs have to make their money, but at the same time, abilities that are really overpowered that cost like 100,000 Robux is kind of crazy. So obviously there's abilities like Infinity that are really pay to win. Phantom, Titan Blade, Death Slash. These are all really good abilities that you can't get anymore, or you can only get with tons of Robux or being super lucky, which 99% of players won't have tons of Robux or be super lucky. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite abilities to use that you can literally just get with coins. So I'm not even going to show off Force because this is already unobtainable. I want to show off all the abilities anybody can get at any time, even if they're watching this a month from now or a year from now. All right, here we are in a game. The first ability I want to show you guys how to use is Force Field. Now I know everyone's gonna say Force Field is no skill, it just blocks the ball for you when you could just get better and block the ball. I know that's what it might seem like at first glance, but if you've ever played ranked Blade Ball at high ranks, then you would know that almost everybody uses Force Field or Infinity. So if you want a good ability that you can get for just a couple thousand coins, Force Field is literally the best ability in the game that you don't have to pay Robux for. And while we're waiting on this game to start, I'm going to just list some of the other abilities I'm going to show you guys how to use. I'm going to show you how to use Pull and use it correctly. I'm going to show you how to use Force Field and use it correctly. Only use it at the correct timing. And I'm also going to be teaching you guys how to look out for other people's abilities, which abilities counter other people's abilities, and pretty much just how to have good game sense and get better overall. So yeah, we're going to start with Force Field, then I'll show you guys how to use Pull, and then I'll show you guys how to use Reaper. And then there's some other pretty good abilities that you can also use that don't cost Robux, such as Pulse, such as Wind Cloak, Blink, Thunder Dash, Invisibility. There's a lot of good ones, but I'm going to start off with Force Field first. Okay, so when you're using an ability like Force Field, you really want to save it. Force Field is your last resort when the ball is getting way too fast, and it's getting to the point where it's nearly impossible to react in time, especially if you're on higher ping. So if there's people in a fight right next to you and the ball is really fast, you're going to want to wait as late as possible before popping Force Field. And like I said, Force Field is your last defense against something like Pull. If you get your block baited out, Force Field is all that you have. So you really don't want to just pop Force Field all the time, especially in a ranked game. So if the ball's getting extremely fast, I could just stand in the middle, pop Force Field, and then the ball will bounce off me every time it goes to me and hit to somebody random. So that was not the worst time to use Force Field because the ball was getting pretty fast and I got a free kill out of it. But if there were other players in this lobby with Infinity or Force Field or Pull as well, if this was, for instance, a ranked game, I would not want to just pop my Force Field out of nowhere for a free kill. Okay, so now that we kind of talked about how to use Force Field, I'm going to use Pull. Now, Pull is an extremely aggressive ability. If you're playing a ranked game, for instance, you probably don't want to use Pull the whole entire time. Pull is one of those abilities that you bring out to take somebody down in specific. So I want to talk about more how to counter Infinity now, because Infinity is still the best ability in the game, and obviously it's really overpowered, and it was super pay to win. You can't really get it anymore. So if you're going up against Infinity users, you have to wait until they use their Infinity. Like I was saying a minute ago, ranked games are pretty much the first person that pops their ability dies, like over and over again. The ball gets faster and faster and faster until somebody pops Force Field or somebody pops Infinity. And then it's usually one of the last people that popped their Force Field or their Infinity. It's usually one of them that survives. It's the... Dang, that was like a triple pull. We all got our blocks baited, but the ball ended up going to me. That's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, like I was saying, Pool is a super aggressive ability. So if you're trying to take out somebody with Infinity, you have to wait until their Infinity is already used. People think Infinity is just a free win, but if you switch over to Pool one of the rounds and take them out early, they won't get any placement. And I'm mainly talking about ranked. I'm trying to help you guys get better, and you gotta play ranked to get better. I'm just playing in a regular server right now just to show you guys some examples so that I can, you know, easily explain things without having to focus super hard on a ranked game. But yeah, Pool is one of those abilities that doesn't really save you from anything. It's mainly just to target somebody or a couple people that have Infinity. So if there's some Infinity users in your game and they take you out on round 1, then as soon as they pop their Infinity and it runs out, you can just pull the ball away from them when it's about to hit them and then slam it right back into them, and you'll get a free kill on an Infinity user. And the ball doesn't even have to hit to you first to use pull. Like, watch, I can pull it away from this guy and then slam it right back into him, and his block is baited. So if that was an Infinity user that just used his Infinity a minute ago, that's probably the easiest way to take him out. Alright, this guy's about to hit the ball, pull, slam it back, and easy win. Alright, so next up, I'm going to show you guys how to use Pulse. Because Pulse is kind of an expensive ability, but it's worth it, especially if you're playing 2 versus 2 ranked. Part of getting good at the game is knowing how to play the other game modes as well, working together with a team and coordinating abilities together. And let me just tell you, Pulse is literally one of the best abilities in the game. It might be the best ability in the game in 2v2s. Now, obviously, Infinity is still the best overall ability, but the amount of things that you can do with Pulse in 2v2s is crazy. So when you Pulse, nobody can use their abilities for like 10 or 15 seconds. But the most overpowered combo, the most overpowered free-to-play combo at least, in 2v2 ranked or in duos, is Pulse and Pool together. If you really want to take out Infinity users and climb up the ranks with one of your friends, one of you needs to buy Pulse and one of you needs to buy Pool. And if you don't know what I'm about to say, you're about to realize just how overpowered this is. So Pulse obviously makes it to where nobody can use their ability, and then Pool pulls the ball. So in 2v2 ranked, one of you pops Pulse, and then the second person with Pool will instantly pull one of the Infinity users that's about to hit the ball, and then slam it right back at them. So with this strategy, you don't even have to wait for the Infinity user to pop his Infinity, because a smart Infinity player will save it the whole entire game so they don't get targeted. They will only use it if they absolutely have to. So if you use Pulse and Pool together, you can literally take out any Infinity user in the world, no matter how good they are. Like, watch, I'm gonna just use Pulse against this guy. I don't know what he has, but whatever he has, it can't help him if I just completely disable his ability. So yeah, Pulse is super good even in free-for-all, but in duos, it goes crazy. Okay, so the next ability I want to show you guys how to use is Invisibility. Most people know how this works, but Invisibility and Force Field are super good abilities in free-to-play ranked because they can just help you survive. And if you guys don't know how the ranked points system works, you get 3 points placement for not dying off spawn, and the person that dies off spawn gets -2 points. And then you also get a couple more points for top 3 placement. There's no extra points for getting second place or first place. The only extra points you get is from kills. So look, if the ball's going too fast, I can always just go invisible, and invisibility lasts a couple seconds longer than Infinity and Force Field. So in one of those situations where the ball's getting super fast in a ranked free-for-all game, once people start popping Infinity and people start popping Force Field, you don't even have to be the last person to pop Invisibility, because Invisibility lasts a couple seconds longer than Force Field and Infinity. You just have to be careful, because people with invisibility die all the time from the ball going to them as soon as they're visible again. So you just gotta watch the countdown on the invisibility, and you have to memorize when it runs out. So for infinity, when the bar gets to the middle of the guy's head on the icon, that's when it runs out. But for invisibility, it runs out right here at the wrist. Right here at, like, the wrist of the guy's arm on the ability icon. So, like, right where a watch would be. That's where the ability runs out, and you just gotta be prepared. Okay, so I showed you guys how to use invisibility. Let's do one more. Let's do a fun one. Let's say you guys want to learn how to use Wind Cloak or Thunder Dash or Blink. They're all pretty similar, but I'm going to show you guys how to use Wind Cloak. And once you learn how to use one of the dash abilities, it kind of translates over to all of them. If you can use Wind Cloak or Dash, then you can use Thunder Dash or Shadow Step. They're all just a little bit different. But yeah, Wind Cloak is actually a pretty good ability for ranked. Obviously, it's not top tier, it's not the meta, but if you get really good at it, the movement abilities are a decent option. So as soon as the ball goes to me, I'll show you one of the ways to use it, because I can pop Wind Cloak and then run over to someone with the ball chasing me and then just slam it right into them and catch them off guard. Like, I can go like this. Oh, wait, that was not the best example. The ball didn't catch up to me yet, and it somehow still killed me. So yeah, you gotta be careful with the hitboxes in this game. You can literally die if the ball is within like a couple feet of you. That was a bad example. Give me a second real quick for this next game to start. Alright, I'll show you another example with Blink, because a lot of the movement abilities are super similar. So the ball's coming at me, and watch. I'm gonna just blink over here a couple times, and then hit it right into somebody's back. Oh, I thought I clicked there, but I guess I was a little too late. But yeah, you guys get the point. You do not need pay-to-win abilities to win in Blade Ball. You don't even need pay-to-win abilities to grind all the way up the ranked leaderboard. There's tons of people on top 200 and even top 50 that are just using Force Field or Invisibility in free-for-all. And then for ranked duos, if you don't have any friends to play with that have Infinity, then you guys can literally just use Pulse and Pool together. And it is so broken. You can just pulse everybody so nobody can use an ability, and then pull an Infinity user and take down the Infinity user right at the start of the game, making them lose a bunch of points, and obviously giving you points because you just got a kill and some placement. There's a lot of really cool combos that you can do in duos, and you don't need pay-to-win abilities. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to help some of you guys out, give you some good tips on how to use all these other abilities, and also how to just counter pay-to-win abilities and just get better overall. If I helped you out, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you all on the next one very soon. Peace out, everybody.